pay than Kenya. Yeah.
So what were you doing here in Kenya?
Okay, in Kenya, I tried various works. I did M-Pesa, but I couldn't just continue with it due to fare. Okay, for me, it was nice, but the weather was something weird. But because it was very cold, and I remember that day, it rained a lot. And to my surprise, I went during Corona period. So it was 12th, the day I just landed, and then the next day they announced that there's Corona in Kenya. So I was lucky enough to travel on 12th March.
Before the lockdown.
Yeah, before the lockdown.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what did you start doing, or what job did you get in Egypt? Okay,
it took me time. My cousin hosted me for a while because we had this quarantine going on. So finding work was very difficult. Yeah, because most works that were there needed people with experience. Remember, I'm just like not even 1 month, few days old in Egypt. So I had like to stay with my cousin. She had to teach me how things work over there. I had to know places and all that. Most probably learn some of the Arabic, like not all of it. Yeah, so I just had to like stay with her for some quite time, then start applying for work. Yeah.
The only place I know in Egypt is Cairo. Which part of Egypt were you?
I was in Cairo. Yeah, I was in Cairo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you finally get some job?
Yeah, I finally got some job. That's around April 4th. I can remember very well. There's this agent we went to, because when you are looking for work, you're being taken by an agent. You go to the agent, you leave your details, you leave your passport photocopy, and then they take you to work. So there's this agent. He stays in Catholic. Yeah. So we went that day, and the family had to pick you first because it was during Corona. So we just had to do a video call. The first family that took me, I worked with them for some quite a time, but the work wasn't favorable. Yeah, so that's when I left.
What do you mean by saying it wasn't favorable?
Okay, the first work I went to, actually I had no experience, but when I got there, basically I was to be a babysitter and a cleaner. But they never told me I was going to do cleaning. Yeah, hapo walinificha. So when I went, the kids loved me so much. Actually, that was a free ticket for me, because when the kids loves you, when Arab kids loves you, that's it. Yeah, it doesn't matter if your boss doesn't like you. If the kids love you, that's it. So I thank God, because the kids loved me. We bonded that day, and I just started my work. But to my surprise, the boss knew I was new. Yeah.
In Egypt.
In Egypt. And she demanded for an original passport. So the boss had to call my cousin, because remember, it was very competitive, because during Corona, a lot of people were in the house. Yeah, so I'm lucky, by the way, because they picked me, and they love slender ladies, Yeah.
Why?
This is because they love people who are active, like you can run with the kid, Like for a slender lady, you can really run. The kid will tell you, run with me, play with me. So they love such kind of people, yeah.
Okay. So at least you had an advantage.
Yeah, I had an advantage, yeah. Yeah.
And to what point did your stay in Egypt now start becoming problematic or have issues?
Okay, in this particular house, I would mention this particular house. After the boss knew I was new in Egypt, she would just tell, because there are things I'm not used to. She would send me something, and I don't know what it means, She'd send me some tea, and I don't know what it means actually. So that's when she took advantage of that fact. So she had to call my cousin and demand for my original passport. But I had it against the law, like they shouldn't have it, So because we wanted work, and because you're desperate for money, my cousin brought the passport, but I was never allowed to see her. Remember, it's during Corona. Yeah. So she took the passport, the lady, the madam, and kept it. So to my surprise, everything changed. She seized my phone after the passport came, and she demanded for many clothes, because when I went to that work, I only carried few clothes with me. So after that, she took my phone, she took my passport, and mateso ikaanza. Yeah.
Mateso kama gani? What exactly was she doing?
Okay, the woman used to hit me a lot. She would just call me, because the house was a big villa. Remember, it's my first time seeing a villa. And cleaning was a problem, actually. Sleeping place too was a problem.
Please explain to me, what is a villa?
Okay, it's a house. We have small villas and big villas. For her, it was a small villa. It had other floors up and some floors down. So like you have to climb the stairs going up, clean the upper floor, then come down. Yeah.
How many rooms did it have?
It had around 7 rooms inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Each floor?
Upper floor we had like 3, because 1 bedroom that was for the madam, and then the 2 kids each had their own bedroom. Not forgetting the bathroom and the washroom, yeah, and where they do the laundry.
Okay.
So down we have the kitchen, the reception, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's when she seized my phone and my passport. So I couldn't communicate to anyone. Yeah. So just as I told you, the woman used to beat me. I don't know what I don't know what I did, to be honest, but I think she just didn't like the way I did my work. And food was a problem. So sometimes she gives me heavy work and I've not eaten well, so I wouldn't do it well too, because I need energy to do this work. At that time, you have to play with the kids. When they call you, maybe you are washing plates, and the kid comes and tells you, I want you to play with me. You have to leave what you are doing, because they give their kids first priority. So you have to respect that. So as a nanny and a cleaner, I know I have 2 types of work. Not only cleaning, but I have to be there for the kids too. Yeah, so it went for quite a while, and there's this day, like I was just fed up. Yeah, because there's this day, sorry, she made me work from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning. I was just standing here. She was with me in the kitchen, just drinking coffee. She doesn't want to see you sit. Yeah.
The entire night? The
entire night. I stood in the...
She also did not sleep?
She did not sleep. She's watching me. Yeah, so that's when I decided, no, this is... enough is enough. I can't communicate to my cousin. They're trying to call. My cousin tried to call several times, but she's like, no, she's okay. She doesn't want to talk to anyone and all that. So another bad thing that happened is the husband. The husband used to touch me so much, but I thank God he never got to rape me. Yeah, when I'm in the sink, he would just come, touch my breast, my butt, but I will never complain. He used to take me to a place like, you know, previously they used to stay in apartment. So they left the apartment and went to villa, the big villa. So he would take me to the apartment. He would be like, I want you to go help me arrange some things. We had some of our staffs that left, so I want you to help me go arrange. And I'm like, so there's one day I was fed up. I went to the madam and I asked her, excuse madam, are you okay me living with mister? And she told me, yeah, I trust my husband. I was like, okay. So I left. And after she touched me, he used to give me money. Yeah. So I took the money because I knew one day it would help me. Because my entire plan was to escape. So there's one night that I was really fed up because the woman almost stabbed me. Yeah. The mistake that I did was... after eating, there's this machine for the plates. You put plates inside. I didn't know how to operate, you know. The
dishwasher.
Yeah, the dishwasher machine. So she came and there was a mistake. So what she did is she brought all the plates out of the dishwasher and started throwing them. The glass she breaks, you know. They have this high temper, you know. So I was very tiny during those times, and I kept crying, and she came and she had knife in her hand, and she wanted to stab me at the neck, but the husband helped me. And that's when I decided, no, enough is enough. I have to find a way to communicate to my people, because remember, each time my cousin calls, they're like, she's okay, you're disturbing the girl, she's okay. So that particular day during the night, when I went to throw the bin, they call it zibela, and it helps us a lot. Most people work abroad. So when I went to throw the bin, that's when I found someone. I had crammed my cousin's number. And I didn't even know Arabic. Before this, let me take you back, sorry. I attempted running away several times, but I never knew CCTVs were everywhere. So there's this time I was outside, I attempted running, and the security was outside. And the security is like, where are you going? With he's talking Arabic, and I don't understand. So all I knew was Uber. I kept telling him, Uber, 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 you know? Yeah. To my surprise, the boss was actually watching from work. The workplace and the house was just near. So that's when it took few minutes, and I saw the car coming back. The husband now. The husband drove and took me inside the house. That's when I was beaten again. Like, why are you trying to run away? Why? Like, you are a slave, you have to serve us. You have your passport, you have your phone. So that day, I found this guy outside. I took the trash outside during the night, and I called my cousin. I asked him for the phone. Thank God he was kind enough to give me the phone. And I called my cousin. I only told her a few words. I told her, if you don't come pick me, you'll come pick my corpse in this house. I was fed up, really, because maybe at the back of my mind, my mom thinks I'm okay. You know, they've tried calling, they can't find me on WhatsApp and all that. So that's when my cousin had to call the embassy, and the embassy had to come in. Still, they refused to let me go, even with the embassy. Yeah. So remember I told you the agent that took me to this work, he worked in a Catholic, and this family was Christian, basically. Yeah. So they're Christians. We have Christians in Egypt. So that's when they had to contact the father of the church, and the father demanded a video call. So the woman was like, the next day, there's this news I'm hearing that the father wants your video call. How did they know that I almost stabbed you? How, you know? So I'm in trouble again. So I couldn't tell the guy that was outside, because he was just somebody who God sent to help me, you know. So again, they started beating me. I remember that day she called me up in the villa, and she gave me one slap. Like, it swelled a lot, and I was crying. Yeah, that day I was so bitter. And then I started thinking a lot. At that time, I was still in the world, and I didn't know. I kept telling God, you don't exist, because if you exist, why would I go through such thing, you know? So that's when I was forced to lie that day. Yeah. She told me, there's no video call you're doing with the father. All we are going to do is we're going to take a video of you. My husband will take a video of you. Tell them that you are tired of the work. Tell them you can't do this work. But don't mention anything about me wanting to stab you, because you are in our roof. We can't do anything. So I had to lie. And that's how the father talked to the boss, and that's how they let me go. Yeah, I thank God about that. And I stayed.
Did they give you your passport?
Yeah, they gave me everything,
okay,
including my money, because I stayed in that work for 3 months, no vacation, no off, due to Corona. So you're not allowed to go and come. Yeah. So after that, that's when I stayed for few days. I had some part-times and all that. By September 8th, that's when now I went to this job. Yeah.
The second house.
The second house. Yeah.
How was it?
Okay, it was good. It was so good, because I met this madam, and she had one kid, a boy. The boy was 5 years, and immediately I went, we bonded. She was a loving kid so much. She loved me so much. But the woman was always a busy woman. She would travel even for a month, leave me with the boy alone in the house. She was divorced, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would take care of the kid, basically everything, school, everything. But the homework, the dad used to come because being that they were separated, the dad stayed close to the house. So most of the time he would come, check on the boy, check on how we are doing, and just leave. Yeah, so I stayed with her for like 6 months. I think, yeah, 6 months. And she got married again.
Okay.
Yeah, she got married again. Then previously we used to stay in a 2-bedroom apartment when I met her. So when we moved, when she got married, that's when we moved to a very big villa. Yeah. Yeah.
And how was that? Did it change, or how was now the work?
Okay, the work was good still. I can't lie, because now we've shifted to a higher place, you know. You have to expect higher salary and all that. Yeah. So God blessed her with 2 beautiful twins. Yeah, she gave birth, and that's when she had to employ more staff. Yeah, to take care of the twins. So we were 3 nannies in the house.
Okay.
Yeah, and there were other Egyptians who were still working around because the house was very big.
And the rest, the other 2 nannies, were they Africans? Were they?
Yeah, actually they were Kenyans.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we were 3 Kenyans in one house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could speak some Swahili?
Yeah, we could speak some Swahili. Yeah.
Where were the others from in Kenya?
One was from Western. One was from Cumberland.
Okay.
But it wasn't consistent. They kept coming and going, you know. Sometimes, okay, it happens this way, like if you've never given birth and you've been designed for a specific task and you can't just manage it, you'll just go, okay, the good thing with Egypt, it's a free country. When you have one particular work and you find it not favorable, you are free to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not contract. Yeah.
All
So
right.
most of them kept coming and going, and others new came. But I stuck because now they took me as a family. Yeah. So this is 1 year plus, because after the twins came, so we've stayed like almost 1 year plus.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched them grow and all that.
Did she mistreat you, or you were just okay with everyone?
No, she was just okay. She was very okay. At the beginning, she was very okay. And I really appreciate that side of her. Yeah, she was kind to me at some point. She even offered to take me back to school, but you know, they were just empty promises. But I never knew, you know, when someone loves you and they want you to be in the house because of something that you're giving them. Like I used to now teach the boy a lot. Yeah, the boy loved me so much, you know. So most of the times when I go to my vacation, they'd call me, the madam would call me, Zain doesn't want to eat, come back, you know, such kind of things, because the boy was attached to me so much. That love, remember I told you the woman used to be a very busy woman.
Yes.
Yeah, so most of the times I stay with the boy. So to him I was like the friend and everything. Yeah, she was a very nice kid. And I helped with homework. I helped with I used to play a lot with him and do everything that he wanted. Yeah.
Okay. So at what point did she change? Did your boss change?
Okay. That's after like 2 years. After like 2 years, there's this day I remember on last year around April. There's this one night they were to go for a funeral with the husband. So she's an influencer on Instagram. So as they were dressing, in the middle of the dressing, she kept checking for this bag. There's this bag, Chanel bag. Actually, I don't even know how it looks like. That's when I came to realize that it got lost. The first time she accused me of stealing. So she was like, I can't find my bag. She called all the nannies, because we were 3, and she asked each and every person, have you seen my bag? And we didn't see, because you know it was a surprise. We just seated and all of a sudden we can't find the bag. But I remember those days, the people who were entering the room to clean, we had cleaners, were Egyptians but not Kenyans.
Yes.
Basically us were just nannies taking care of the babies. So that's when she was like, I think it's you, Lavender. And I'm like, no, madam, why would you accuse me of such? And she's like, I've stayed with you for long, and I think you know most of my staffs. Yes, I knew most of our staffs, but I was in the house all day. I've not gone out and all that. So that's when I was really annoyed. And when I went for my vacation, I never came back. Yeah, I went for good. And I looked for work in another place called Alexandria. It's in Egypt. I stayed there for like 3 months. Yeah, and I got her call again back. Because remember I told you I was so attached to the boy. So I gave it a thought, because still she opted for a higher salary. It's not because of the salary. Okay, I went to Egypt to look for capital. That's true. But you can't compare capital with your life. So she told me that the boy is very bad, like miserable. The grades have gone down. The boy keeps calling my name. Please just come. Out of that empathy, because I loved him so much, I told the madam one thing: if you want me to come back to your house, remember, to you I left as a thief because you accused me. I want you to correct that. If you want me to come back to that house, you have to correct what you started. And she's like, okay, I know you didn't take it. Yeah, she told me, I know you didn't take it, and I know who took the bag, and I'm sorry because I accused you, and because of that I'll make amends and I'll increase your salary.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was happy because that was the ticket for me to go back. It was a good deal. Yeah, it was a good deal.
You went back?
I went back on December 2023. Yeah.
That is last year?
Last year, December.
Yes.
Yeah, I went back. So aside from being a nanny, they took me as a family, just as I told you. I knew most of the stuffs about Mr. and the madam, so they trusted me with Mr.'s food a lot. Yeah, so I would serve breakfast and I would serve dinner for this guy. And something weird used to happen, because there are times that it's not once, it's not twice that the madam did this. She would just come to the kitchen, and there's this, I don't know how to call it in English, kinu, you know, the one you put something like maybe garlic na unaswaga. You know,
pestle and mortar.
Pestle and mortar,
yes.
Thank you. So she had 3 types of drug that she should mix in this pestle and mortar. The drugs, actually, they're just in the drawer in the kitchen. Ukifungua tu hivi kabati ya jikoni unaziona tu hapo. So I don't know, at the back of our minds, Joel Corona si ni watoto, like we don't think, but she used to do that and then send me with the food and take it to the guy. You know, it's different when someone does that and you've not seen, and she sends you with it.
No, yeah. After pounding the medicine, she'd mix it in Mr.'s food. Oh. Yeah, she liked mixing it in soup most of the times, in Mr.'s tea, and then send you with it. Yeah. So there's this particular day that happened. It happened like a lot of times, and most of the girls who left knew what was happening. Because just as I told you, most girls came and leave, you know. Like if the work is not favorable for you, you'd go another place. So so when you came back, you found that as a continuing habit? It's a continuing habit, yeah. It was even worse, because in a day, there are times in a day, she could pound 2 times. Yeah. So when she pounds it, you would notice the guy would sleep a lot. Mr. would sleep a lot. A period of 2 to 4 hours. What?
Yeah. She would sleep a lot. And the madam would stay inside with her. So
do you suspect those were sleeping pills?
Yeah, they were. They were sleeping pills, yeah.
Why was your madam pounding sleeping pills on the husband?
Okay, because I watched most of the time, I won't lie. She used to do that and take Mr.'s visa. Mr. had this golden visa. Yeah, I heard that if you have it, you're very rich. I don't know about that though. But she used to take it, send the driver quickly, withdraw money, and she'd stay in the room. I think, to my thinking, I think she was like clearing the evidence, because she would stay where beside Mr. Because I used to ask myself, if someone withdraws money, obviously you will find a message. Notification. So Mr. would just wake up. Okay, but there's this particular day he came to us, the 3 nannies, and asked us, do you think it's normal for someone to sleep 3 good hours without waking up? So, you know, you can't say anything. Yeah, you are there to work. You're not there to meddle in their issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what was the essence of that?
Okay, the essence of that was, I can testify to this one day. She did that, and there was a delivery that came. Just as I told you, she's an influencer. This delivery was a dress, and just one dress, and it costed almost 20,000 Egyptian pound. That's roughly 100k Kenyan shillings.
One dress.
One dress only. And that day, I was the one who picked the delivery. I knew most of her shit stuff.